Number 1.
We are in Valdivia, Chile, on May 22, 1960, a country overwhelmed by an incredibly powerful earthquake with a magnitude of 9.5, the strongest ever recorded in history. To fully understand the impact of this earthquake, it is essential to understand the historical context. In the 1960s, Valdivia was a thriving and prosperous city, located in the southern region of Chile. The region was known for its natural beauty, with lush rivers and forests attracting tourists from all over the world. The 22nd of May 1960, it is 1511 local time. Valdivia and its surrounding areas are hit by an earthquake of magnitude 9.5. This gigantic earthquake is still the most powerful ever recorded in history. Seismic waves spread across the Pacific Ocean, even reaching the shores of Hawaii, Japan and the Philippines. The energy released was so enormous that it is estimated to have surpassed that of all the atomic bombs never detonated. The damage caused by the Valdivia earthquake was catastrophic. The city was practically razed to the ground, with destroyed buildings and deformed streets. Tsunamis were also provoked that devastated the surrounding shores, causing further destruction and loss of life. The total number of victims is estimated to be more than 5,700, with thousands injured and displaced. Despite the devastation, the people of Valdivia demonstrated extraordinary resilience in dealing with this tragedy. Rescue operations were started quickly, with aid pouring in from all over the country and many parts of the world. The city was rebuilt with the passage of time, learning from mistakes and taking new measures to improve seismic safety. The 1960 Valdivia earthquake left an indelible imprint on Chile's history and seismic science. The event helped improve understanding of earthquakes and led to major developments in seismic monitoring technologies. Lessons learned from this tragedy have guided the adoption of stricter building regulations and contingency plans for seismic risk communities.
Number 2.
One of the most devastating earthquakes in history is definitely the earthquake at Prince William Sound, Alaska, which struck on March 28, 1964 with a magnitude of 9.2.
Everything was in chaos.
I'd never seen anything that destructive that close up.
The Prince William Sound earthquake was one of the most powerful earthquakes ever recorded. It was caused by the collision between two tectonic plates, the Pacific Plate and the North American Plate. This earthquake is commonly known as the Good Friday earthquake, as it occurred during the religious celebration. The earthquake unleashed a number of catastrophic consequences in the Prince William Sound region. A violent tsunami, with waves up to 67 meters high, hit the coast, destroying everything in its path. The epicenter was in Prince William Sound, 74 miles southeast of Anchorage. The surface was disrupted over an area larger than California, 185,000 square miles. Some areas dropped down as much as 8 feet, and others rose up by as much as 38 feet. Some of the most stunning destruction from the 1964 quake came from subaerial landslides. Extreme shaking led to significant ground failure and liquefaction in Anchorage. Massive landslides struck the downtown area, Government Hill, and in the Turn Again by the Sea subdivision.
What happened is, through the ground shaking in the 64 earthquake, there were these blocks that sort of slid sideways as a result of that. And then some buildings collapsed into those areas. Sometimes the edge of a building was sticking off where it had failed underneath there. There were a few people killed as a result of the damage of these buildings. Within 3 minutes, there were 3 waves that covered a large part of Whittier. And it killed about 12 people There was a lumber mill located about where that hotel is in the background there. There were 13 deaths in Whittier and 12 of them were over there.
This was Anchorage, the largest town in Alaska, scene of some of the worst devastation. After suffering one of the most serious earthquakes in history, Alaska had to undergo the further ordeal of over 40 severe earth tremors. More moments of panic, more fearful minutes as buildings shuddered and tumbled asunder. Imagine being there as the streets reared up around you like the scene of some terrible biblical retribution. As streets and sidewalks rose and fell, the seismograph needles jumped the top.
Number 3.
December 2004, Sumatra, Indonesia. An earthquake and tsunami hit Sumatra, a large island in Indonesia, with a magnitude of 9.1. This event had a devastating impact on the region and left an indelible mark in history. But what is the reason for this terrifying tragedy? The earthquake of December 26, 2004, is due to an underwater fault off the coast of Sumatra suddenly moved, generating a powerful earthquake. With a magnitude of 9.1, it was one of the most powerful earthquakes ever recorded in history. The earthquake caused the displacement of large volumes of water, giving rise to a huge tsunami wave. The wave spread rapidly across the Indian Ocean, reaching the shores of numerous countries, including Sri Lanka, Thailand, India and Indonesia itself. And speaking of tsunami, in the description you can find the link to the video on the top 5 biggest waves and tsunamis ever recorded in history. Please don't miss it. Returning to the tragedy in Indonesia, the tsunami wave violently hit the coasts of Sumatra and surrounding regions. Entire villages and towns were submerged by water in a matter of minutes. The buildings were destroyed, people were dragged away by the force of the wave, and many were tragically lost. The earthquake and tsunami caused the death of tens of thousands of people. Estimates indicate that the total number of victims is around 230,000, making this event one of the worst natural disasters in modern history. After the tragedy, the whole world responded to the emergency with a huge rescue and humanitarian aid operation. International organizations, governments and volunteers have come together to provide assistance to victims, from food to drinking water, from shelters to medical care. Reconstruction has been a long and difficult process, but the resilience and determination of the affected communities has made it possible to revive the devastated areas. The event of December 26, 2004 left an indelible imprint on the memory of the people involved.
Number 4.
Sendai, Japan, is March 11, 2011. A magnitude 9.0 earthquake shook the region, causing severe damage and global consequences. It's 2:46 p.m. local time. A powerful 9.0 magnitude earthquake hit the east coast of Japan, in the vicinity of the city of Sendai. This earthquake, also known as the Great Eastern Japan Earthquake, or Tohoku Earthquake and Tsunami, was one of the most intense earthquakes recorded in history. Its power has been devastating and its consequences have extended far beyond national borders. The force of the earthquake caused an enormous amount of energy that propagated through the Earth's crust, generating destructive seismic waves. The city of Sendai, located in the Tohoku region, was one of the most affected areas. The skyscrapers swung for several minutes, the bridges were damaged, and a lot of infrastructure collapsed. The images of the destruction were shocking, with entire neighborhoods submerged in water due to the subsequent tsunami. The earthquake and the ensuing tsunami caused the loss of thousands of lives and injured numerous people. The gigantic waves, which reached heights of up to 40 meters, swept away everything in their path. Coastal towns were the hardest hit, with entire villages being wiped out by the fury of the sea. This disaster has highlighted the vulnerability of coastal communities and the importance of an adequate tsunami warning system. In addition to human casualties and property damage, the event also had a significant impact on the Fukushima nuclear power plant. The earthquake caused the power supply to go out and damage the reactor cooling systems, leading to the collapse of the reactors themselves and a series of nuclear accidents. This nuclear catastrophe has triggered a global crisis, with radioactive contamination reaching worrying levels and requiring a huge remediation operation.
Number 5.
November 4, 1952, we are in the Kamchatka region of Russia. A magnitude 9.0 earthquake shook this remote region, leaving an indelible imprint in the history of the earthquakes. To fully understand the extent of this earthquake, it is essential to know the geographical location of Kamchatka. Located in the eastern part of Russia, the Kamchatka Peninsula is characterized by a vast mountain range, active volcanoes, and a location along the Pacific of the Ring of Fire. This region is known for its high seismic and volcanic activity. With a magnitude of 9.0, the event violently shook the region, causing large-scale destruction. The total number of victims is estimated to be several thousand. After the 1952 earthquake, scientists conducted extensive research to better understand this phenomenon. Lessons learned from this earthquake have affected construction standards and seismic safety policies in the region. Even now, as can be seen from these recent images, Kamchatka remains one of the zone most strongly affected by earthquakes due to its conformations and geological location.
Thanks for watching, and don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to the channel so you don't miss the next videos.